Man, the things that I'll do to try to get a Model 3 to test drive. Since Tesla's not going to loan one to me, what do? Well, a friend of mine is going out of the country for a week, and he said, hey, you can borrow my Model 3 if you want it. So I drove to the airport. We're standing in the parking garage right now. Here's his Model 3. What I had to do was download the Tesla app, and now we're going to see if I can start this thing. Let's see what it says. Here we go. It's searching, because if it recognizes the car, I'm going to be in business here. I'm going to be able to test drive this thing for a week, and then success, it's done. Let's see here. Oh, yes, indeed. I'm in business. So we're going to give you updates about this. Stay tuned to Autoline, and we'll let you know what we think about the Model 3. About a year ago, you may have seen a video that I did with Sandy Monroe going over the fit and finish of a Tesla Model 3. Wasn't very good. Why is fit and finish important? Well, number one, all of Tesla's competition has really got it nailed down. Also, bad fit and finish can lead to things like wind noise in a car, potentially even water leaks. It does count for something. So let's evaluate this. What I look for, first off, are the cut lines on a car, the gaps between the panels. I also rub my hands over it because sometimes your hands tell you things that your eyes don't. I can tell you right now, this side of the hood is slightly higher than this side of the hood, but it doesn't really matter because visually, you don't even really see that. I come to the sides of the cars. Again, I'm looking at the panel gaps. I want to see that they are consistent from door to door to door and even from side to side. This all visually looks pretty good. Another thing I like to check out is where all different pieces of metal come together. So you got part of the roof, part of the trunk, part of the DLO, part of the fender all coming together here. It's nice and smooth, fitting together just the way it should. Here's an importance of why we use our hands. If I look at all this, it looks pretty smooth, but right here, I don't know if the camera picks that up, my skin is abrading on this. There's a little sharp edge here. On the driver's side of the car, you don't notice it whatsoever. Got to tell you, overall, this Tesla Model 3 is pretty good. Here's my initial impressions of getting in the Tesla Model 3 from a driving position, a visibility, and a comfort standpoint. Let's start with the back seat. A lot of testers ignore the back seat. To me, it's pretty important. And you'll notice that when I get in, I got decent knee room. Now, I'm not a tall guy. That's one of the reasons I got decent knee room. But look how my legs sit up on the seat. I'm not getting any thigh support here. That means I'm sitting on my tailbone, and that's not going to be comfortable in a long trip. Also, when I turn to get out, not a lot of foot room, but Tesla's very similar to most other cars in this class, so I'm not picking on them on that. But let's talk about the front seat. Totally different situation. Great driving position. My feet on the accelerator and the dead pedal are in the same plane and the same angle. Steering wheel, nice, big, thick, grippy. This is exactly the kind of driving position that any enthusiast wants. Also, the hood line plunges. I can see right down to the edge of the car. That means I can place the tires right on the apex of every corner. Again, from a driving enthusiast standpoint, this is what you want. Let's talk about the seats. Tesla makes its own. Everybody else outsources them to suppliers, but Tesla's done a very good job. They're comfortable. I'm getting very good lumbar support, that is back support. There's good side bolstering to hold you in place because this car corners like it's on rails. Two little nitpicks. I really don't like the outside rear view mirrors or the inside. The outside ones, I don't get the kind of visibility I want. The inside one, because there's a high package shelf in the back, if the nose of the car is slightly tilted down on a hill, you don't see anything behind you. But like I said, I'm nitpicking. Overall, very good visibility, great driving position, and very comfortable seats, at least in the front. Let's check out what Autopilot is like in the Model 3 Tesla. Now, this is the latest version of what you can get right now. Doesn't include that Uber AI chip that Elon's been talking about, but it is what you can get right now. And as you probably know, you have to navigate to get the full benefits of Autopilot. So let me start the navigation right now. Navigate to Blue Sky Productions in Farmington Hills. Okay, here we go. Now I'm going to tap it into Autopilot and see what the car does. You'll notice that this blue light comes on the screen indicating it's in Autopilot mode. But I got to get over a lane, so as soon as I turn the steering wheel, it goes off. Now I'll tap it back on. And it does it again. Now I'll tap it again, see how it does. Will it slow down for this turn? Holy crap, it is. It's making the turn. But it would drive right off unless I turn the wheel. So I got to put it back in Autopilot mode. And now let's see how it navigates. I'm keeping my hand on the wheel, but I'm not really putting in any steering input. The car is handling it all by itself. And it's doing a pretty good job right now. And now let's see how it merges onto the freeway. And it put on the steering wheel automatically. It turned into the lane, but the guy behind me is flashing his headlights because I'm going too slow. And now I've set the speed limit to 75 miles an hour, the cruise control to 75. And we should catch up to a truck, and it'll it changed lanes automatically with the turn signal on. Exactly what it's supposed to do. I'm impressed. That's pretty cool. There's no other car that can do that right now. Okay, the turn signal's on automatically. It's moving over a lane automatically. I've got my hands on the wheel, but I'm not really putting in any steering inputs. Okay, now it's going to move me over a lane as soon as it can. It's slowing down. Got the turn signal on. It's going to have to slow down more. Okay, the car next to me is moving over yet another lane, so now the Tesla slides right into where it should be. Okay, now the big test is coming up. We're coming up to a clover leaf, and we'll see how it navigates this on its own. Okay, any second now the turn signal should come on, and it should move me over into the clover leaf, and there it goes. There, the turn signal's on. It's it flicked off. Come on. It won't do it. It won't do it. See, this is where I'm disappointed. It could not handle this clover leaf, or it wanted me to put more pressure on the steering wheel, and that turned the system off. So it's still not all that easy to use. So overall, Autopilot can be pretty impressive. There's certain situations that it handles really well, such as changing lanes automatically. But there's other things that make this really not all that easy to use. In fact, I'd say if you've got Autopilot on, you better really pay attention to what the car is doing, because it ain't as auto as they say it is. As you may have known, we've been test driving a new Tesla Model 3, new because it was built in December of 2018. One of the greatest aspects of all Teslas is that giant screen inside the car. But we're having problems with this one, and I want to see if we can fix it. All week long that we've been test driving this car, it has performed flawlessly. But yesterday, the big screen started acting up. It's flickering. In fact, in some cases, it's almost unusable. So I contacted the owner, and he told me what you got to do is push both buttons on the steering wheel at the same time. It'll reboot the screen and fix it. So here it goes. I'm gonna push the buttons. Nothing's happening, so I'm going to tap the card and see if that does anything. Nothing. So I wonder how long it takes to reboot the system. Oh, here it's coming up. The Tesla sign's on the screen. And voila, it looks like the fix worked. So you don't normally encounter this in most production cars, but there you go. If you have a problem on your Tesla, reboot.